What is up, everybody? My name is Adub, and I've got something a little bit different for you guys today. I'm going to be talking about how I got fired from GameStop. Just a little pre-context. I worked at GameStop for about, I want to say 4 months, and the way I got hired, I had walked into GameStop, asked if they were hiring. Luckily enough, the manager seemed pretty cool. I had told her that I had some management experience in the past from other jobs that I had worked, and she decided to bring me on as a senior game advisor, which, for those of you that don't know, that is a management position. It's kind of like a shift lead, so it's like third position, I guess, of power. I had a key, I ran my own shifts, things like that. But anyway, I was let go from GameStop because of an incident with a customer that had come in 5 minutes after we had closed. This guy came in and he wanted to do a trade, a return, and a purchase. So when he initially came in, I told him, hey man, if you're looking to buy something, you know, or you're looking to return something, I can do that for you, but a trade is going to take a couple minutes and we have to be out of here in 30 minutes. So I had originally asked him if he could come back the next day, and he, in that moment, a light switch had kind of like flipped on this guy, and he immediately started being belligerent and just absolutely rude. He started off by saying, no, we have to work tomorrow, I'm doing this tonight. And so because he was giving me trouble, I looked over to my game advisor, which is just like the basic staff of the GameStop. And I told them, give him what he wants, just do what he needs, and get him out of here. So I was nice, and I let the guy do his transaction, but the whole time, he was sitting there asking my advisors, why am I such a bitch? Your manager is an asshole, and just a whole bunch of stupid shit. And so, you know, after about 5 minutes of listening to this guy bitch for no reason at all, after I'd given him what he wanted, he decides to say, I'm the reason you get paid. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a job. And that triggered me. I'm going to be really honest. That triggered me. That is just complete bullshit. One customer does not pay an employee's bills. So after he said that, I told him, you know, no, sir, that is incorrect. My manager does payroll. And so he got a little more upset, you know. He was starting to go off on a tyrant of just like rude comments, and his girlfriend who was with him even had to turn to him at one point and say, that's rude, you need to stop. And it honestly, he didn't. He just escalated from there. He was saying a bunch of stupid shit, and then it got to the point where I was like, listen man, I could have said no, but you're here and I'm doing what you wanted. And he goes, I don't care how mad you are, you can go home and smash angry words on a keyboard when you get home. And I told the guy, you know, I don't do that kind of stuff. He goes, I don't fucking do that shit either, but, you know, you're a little bitch. And just a bunch of stupid shit like that that was just flowing out of this guy's mouth. And so I told him, listen, sir, I'm just trying to prevent you from doing that exact same thing. I don't want you to go home and write a rude complaint to corporate about this exchange when I have given you, you know, everything that you've wanted today. That wasn't enough for him, apparently. The guy was a complete hypocrite. As soon as he left, he went home and started smashing angry words on his keyboard. And that that is the pinnacle of customer service right there. No matter what you do to a customer, if they come in upset, they're going to probably leave upset. It's very difficult to turn a customer around if you initially anger them, I would say. But that's just like the tip of the iceberg. I come in, you know, a couple days later, and my manager takes me into the back room and starts talking to me about what had happened with this guy. And from there, I had told her, you know, everything that had happened, all of the stupid stuff he was saying, and she had me write a kind of like a police report kind of thing. They had me document everything that happened, and I sent that up to HR, because apparently this guy, he was able to go over the head of any complaint department that we normally have. This guy was able to get in contact directly with the HR department of GameStop, and it escalated way over my manager's head and way over my district manager's head, to the point where it was out of their control towards anything that could possibly happen. A couple days later, my manager calls me in. I tell her that I'm really excited for today. You know, it was a release day. There was a big game coming out. I don't remember exactly which game it was, but it was a really big game, and I was ready to work that day. And she pulled me in the back and told me that GameStop had reviewed my case and that they had decided that, not because of anything I said to the guy, not because of anything like I did, but simply for the fact that I had initially, when he walked into the door the first time and told me everything he needed to do, that I denied him service, and then that was a breach in policy, and that they had decided to let me go. Now, first off, this guy got what he wanted. Second off, he was extremely rude, belligerent, and just unnecessary conduct in my workplace. Nobody should act like this in a retail environment. And lastly, I gave this guy like the most patience that I could possibly have with a customer. Frankly, I probably shouldn't have said some of the things I said, but there was one thing that he had put in the complaint, which was absolutely fucking insane. They reviewed the footage, and it was shown that this was false, which, if any part of a customer complaint story is fabricated, it should immediately be dropped, and the employee should not be scrutinized for anything that had happened in that instant. Anyway, this guy said that I had slammed my hands on the counter and said fuck. To my knowledge, I don't think I've ever done that in my life. Slamming my hands on a counter to make a point or say anything is just, it's retarded, and I wouldn't even fucking fathom doing that, especially in front of a customer while working. So that was just a complete bullshit lie that they were interrogating me on about why I did that. They had to go back, look at the footage. They see that I never even placed my hands on the counter, let alone said the F word to a customer with no context. Like, for some reason, this guy said that I just said fuck, and it's like, why would I just sit there and go fuck? You know, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that is how I was fired from GameStop. Super unfair. I will say, though, that working for GameStop was a pleasure. I really enjoyed my time there. My manager was one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of working with, including, you know, even my associates, all of my other supervisors, and all of my coworkers, you know, that I would manage on a daily basis. They were all great people with great personalities, and I couldn't have asked for a better team. The problem was with this situation is that my manager had no control over anything that was done. Neither did my district manager. There was absolutely no say for them, and they were extremely upset, to the point where when my manager told me, you know, about what had happened and that they were letting me go, she was nearly in tears and even gave me, you know, a nice little goodbye hug before I had left. But, I mean, some things just really can't be prevented. I was able to pick my life up after that and move on to a better paying job with less responsibilities. So I guess in the end it did work out. But yeah, it still sucks. GameStop's HR doesn't give a fuck about their employees. They only care about what one angry customer that lies about his complaints says. So I just thought you guys might like a little GameStop story from my time working there. If you guys want to hear more stories, I have plenty. I'll go into past retail experiences. I have quite a few crazy things, especially from when I was working my first job when I was 18. I had got a job delivering pizzas, so I definitely got a bunch of crazy stories from people that want pizza. But anyway, if you do want to hear about those stories, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment down below on what you would like me to talk about, if it was a specific type of job, retail, food, or if you know you want to hear other stories about my life, like high school stories, college stories, drug stories, any of that shit. Just let me know down in the comments, and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that video when it does come out. and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.